Who's into mining companies, mining stocks, especially with this Bitcoin halving cycle about to go down? Okay, today we're gonna be talking about the charts a little bit of HUT8, which is my largest holding right now for all mining stocks. But we're gonna go into institutional ownership. So if you wanna learn about short interest, what institutions, like the big guys that are actually holding these companies, you're gonna wanna stay till the very end for this video. All I ask, guys, is that I get a like. Drop a like, that's all I ask. It's very simple. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And don't forget to grab your coffee. Here's mine. Excuse me if you hear my kids in the background. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 15-month-old, so it gets kind of crazy here some days. So for everyone freaking out because HUT closed the day Friday down 17%, you need to chill. And I'm gonna help you feel a little better in today's video. First thing I want you guys to notice is we are trading in this channel right here on a weekly time frame, which I'm okay with, right? We topped out at, what was it exactly? $18.47, $18.48, $18 pretty much. Let's just say $18.50 is where we topped out right there. And then we pulled back from $18.50 all the way down. We hit lows to $12.94. So that's a pretty big pullback, about $5 pullback. You can see that red candle right there. This was all on Friday on December 26th. So we actually ended up buying into HUT. If you're part of the Patreon, I first alerted this at $12.10, and then we took it all the way up. I started selling at $17.50, and I started selling more as it went up, all the way up to $18.25, as did most people. And then we waited on the pullback. Once it started to pull back the next day, and the reason I sold is the RSI was very overbought. It was like over 80, I think, on a 4-hour time frame. Wasn't looking good. We also touched the yellow Keltner channel right there, which is normally a place that you can sell. Those were the two main reasons why I sold, just being overbought on the RSI. And it rallied over 100% in a matter of 10 days. So once it started coming down, we started dollar cost averaging. And again, I think the first time I bought was under $16. And then I kept buying basically as it kept dropping $1 throughout the day. And my last buy was at $13.25. So the reason you all need to just relax right now is we also hit the 618 level on a Fibonacci right here, which is a very strong point of resistance. And another reason why we pulled back. So another thing I wanted to show you is this inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. I shaded it in circles for you. This is a very bullish indicator. Y'all don't even want to see the monthly time frame because the monthly even looks better and very exciting for the coming months. I mean, I have price targets that I've shared with the Patreon, of course. If you want to learn in details of how we trade, when we buy, when we sell, really understanding RSI stochastic, you can join for $9 a month. The link is down below. I think there's 2 spots left, so get in today, the first of the year. Let's make 2024 your best year yet and join our awesome community where we have a lot of great people and we have a private Discord where you can chat and start to learn more. So I think we could even come a little lower, right? Just by looking at this, I think we could come a little lower, but I wouldn't be concerned in the long run. I do think this will go much higher. I think easily we could touch what we've hit before, which would be about $22. I think that will happen very soon, actually. Of course, it's not financial advice, it's just my own opinion. But all these indicators I've been telling you about, really looking at the company, I feel good about it. So let's look at institutional ownership now. HUT8 Mining Corp ownership overview, you can see beside me. Insiders, 51%. That's the pink right here. Mutual funds, 1.41%, so not a whole lot. Other institutional investors is the blue, and then public companies and individual investors. I have another source for you right here, ownership summary. Institutional ownership is only about 6%. Shares outstanding, 89 million shares outstanding, okay? Total value of holdings, 81 million for institutions. Now here are the top 10 owners of HUT8 Corp. So some familiar names like BlackRock is on here. It looks like BlackRock actually has the most with 208,000 shares. The next one that comes in second is Beta Shares Capital at the top right there. I don't see any Vanguard or Fidelity on here, just little known companies. So it's probably not the best, but again, this isn't an Apple, this isn't a Tesla, this is a mining stock. This is a high risk play. So I like that institutions own it, The short interest is crazy. Let me show you this. The cost to borrow, I mean, is actually at 32% right now. That's very high. I know I cover Mullen a lot and that's just insane, but this is very high. You can see that's actually been coming down, but still 32% to borrow shares to short is very expensive. A lot of people are calling for maybe a short squeeze type of play with mining stocks, but HUT right now I think is very undervalued when looking at the RSI on a weekly time frame and just everything I've been talking about. Let's talk about Terwolf, $500 million market cap. Higher risk than HUT, I would say, but these are the owners of this stock. You can see Vanguard is on there, BlackRock, a lot more familiar faces than HUT actually. So go ahead, take a screenshot of that if you want to look at it. Again, it's positive that institutions hold these stocks, even though they're very high risk, of course, and this is all just my own opinion, very high risk, but with the bull cycle that's about to happen, that honestly has been happening in cryptocurrency. With the Bitcoin halving coming up, I think it's a very interesting time to hold certain mining companies. You just got to pick the right one. So I like Terwolf also. High risk. I don't have a lot of money invested in Terwolf, but it did hit our buy zone the other day that I shared with the Patreon. So I added a little more. I think it was at 234 is when I added. So we'll see what comes from this. Actually called out a trade before this sell-off. Wolf could push higher from here, currently 247, looking for the 618 level around 284. So that's exactly what it did. It actually hit $3. So we got in, then we got out, hit $3, and then it started crashing down. I do think the next resistance area is at 343 and even $4. So that's why I ended up buying at 234. Again, here's the institutional holders, a little closer look. Vanguard, BlackRock, a lot of companies that we've heard of. Crazy, Vanguard actually owns 9.8 million shares and BlackRock right behind them at 9.4 million. I cover another mining stock called CLSK. I really haven't looked too much into it right now. I really just dabbled on Friday and bought these three mining stocks. So HUT, Terwolf, and CLSK, which is CleanSpark, I believe. I like their market caps. I believe Wolf is $500 million market cap. HUT 8 is about 1.1 billion, and then CleanSpark is about 1.3 billion. So again, smaller market caps when looking at like Mara, which is about 5 billion. Even Riot is about 3 billion. I will actually be adding Riot or looking into Riot. I think Riot is setting up for a nice swing trade to the upside very soon. Riot's been around for a while. Just tell you guys real quick. Riot hit an all-time high back in the day. I mean, this thing went crazy. And I probably wouldn't hold until here, but it's saying right here that Riot hit over $2,000. Maybe there was some reverse stock splits. I'm not too sure, but that's insane. It's at 15 bucks right now. And just what I'm looking at for Riot, I mean, I think this could easily hit possibly $100 in the future. But worst case scenario, I mean, even if we just take a Fibonacci from the most recent high, I think this could easily get to at least $50.